Hey, so for the brush today, we've got this Omega. I think it might be an 80266. I'm not sure. You can look at the title of the video or the description of the video to be sure. This is the only Omega I have that might actually end up to be a little too floppy. So that's interesting. Mostly they're very stiff. We're going to be shaving with the Gibbs number 17, an adjustable razor from France. It is vintage. This one's in great shape. I am very fortunate to have accumulated it. And it requires special blades. And if you want to look up Sugar Daddy _shaves, Sugar Daddy has no vowels except for the Y. And then put Gibbs after that in the search box. Then that should take you to where I show you how to make a normal blade like this Astra and notch the end tabs there, because that will make it, the end cap here comes off there, the top cap comes off, and those prongs at the end of the razor head are what make normal double-edged blades impossible to use in this razor without this kind of alteration. Just an 1/8 inch punch or something to that effect is all you need. And then just check it for alignment as you kind of tighten it down, and we're in good shape. And it's a really smooth razor, but the trouble is there's a couple different variations. This one has the metal inset, almost like a little nut, but it's inset inside the top of this plastic handle, and it will go down and have a gap that's smaller than another kind of experience that only has plastic without the metal insert. And that one didn't give me enough mildness. It was too much of a gap, even at its lowest setting, for me to get comfortable, enjoyable shaves with it. So I kept looking and I finally found this guy. All right, and today is going to be the last use of a soap, or the last soap from a box of soaps that I got that had several Storybook soaps, some Buffleheads, some Declaration Grooming, and a lot of Mickey Lee. And it's funny enough, but Mickey Lee, shortly after I got that box in July of last year, 2019, Mickey Lee ended up closing their doors. And so I was very happy to receive several of their soaps that I wouldn't think about getting, and I've enjoyed many of them. And also, Storybook has changed, and I was reading online, and Elysium, according to Try That Soap, was Storybook Soapworks' first soap. And it's got notes. I didn't bring it with me. It's got lavender, peppermint, something else, maybe vanilla. And then at the base, it's got cedar, sandalwood, and amyris. Not ambergris, but amyris. I think amyris. AMYRS, something like that. And so the peppermint is what I'm curious about, because I usually don't like peppermint too much. And I tried a sample of this soap a couple of years ago, and I didn't really like it, or maybe I thought meh, but let's give it a shot. Lavender, peppermint, that's kind of classic, almost like a classic scent there. Maybe this was a twist on a classic, is what they enjoy. Let me show you what it's like. It's kind of brownish, a little light brown. And I did remember, hey, there's a little spider. Let me kill that. All right, we got him. Okay. The brush has been soaking. The tips have been soaking now for about 15 minutes. 20 minutes, actually. And so that's good, because I want to age these tips as much as I can, because I want to get it caught up to its other Boar brethren that are in my Boarathon. I've got about like 11 brushes. I have to bring them up all together. I really enjoy comparing them at the same stages of Boar life, because Boar brushes do have an introductory break-in period where they just behave horribly sometimes for a few uses. Sometimes there's some omegas where they just aren't all that awesome for a couple of years. There are like a zenith and maybe some of the simogs that just take a couple of days. Got some good friends online that have experienced some simogs that have taken a long time to break in, where my experience with about 6 or 7 simogs has been the opposite. They've been very quick to break in, very quick to get comfortable at least. All right. Yep, the blade's in. Let me go ahead and throw some water on my face. And I've got 2 days of growth. Fell asleep yesterday, was exhausted, needed the sleep, probably a good thing, so I didn't shave. So we got 2 days of growth, and this is still set at its mildest setting. And I am confident it's going to take care of 2 days of growth without a problem at all. Okay, I think we're ready to load then. Now I looked at my stats, and 30 seconds of loading allotted me 6 or 7 passes. So let's just do 20 this time and see what happens. Not this particular soap, but another Storybook soap. So let's just try and see what happens. I started at 20, so we'll go to 40 seconds on my phone's timer there. 5 more seconds. And I'm curious as to see, sometimes I just, I'm afraid that it's not going to be enough, but you know, data doesn't lie. Now this is a little smaller brush, so I may have to go back to the puck, but let's just see. So it's coming together. It's showing me something right away, which is neat. So that coronavirus is going around, and it sure looks like it is going to be done with us here in America later rather than sooner. Kids are out of school. Right now, they're just out of school for 2 weeks. But I can't imagine they're going to bring them back while the thing is still growing so much, you know. So they are probably going to miss quite a bit of school. Fortunately, nobody in our families got it. As of today, there were... Dang it, I can't remember. No, maybe 60 cases in North Carolina. So it is growing, but I can't remember for sure. In a nearby county, there was 22 cases, so it is growing. I don't know if we'll be able to slow it down or not. Yeah, this is a beauty. Look, it's already shining. And this is an example where it's got sheen, but it's not ready yet. It's not hydrated enough. And so some people think that sheen is an indicator, but I think it's just a soap attribute. Now, I was reading something by Katie's Bubbles the other day that he posted online about how to load up his soap, and he seemed to think that, and of course he's going to be an authority, so I'd trust that, that with his soap, if you loaded kind of, I think he said maybe with a dry brush or something, and then gradually added water. Not a dry brush, but just, you know, not a sopping wet brush. And then added water until, I think he said until the sheen pops. And so that might be a great way to work up his lather. Oh yeah, we're not going to have a problem with quantity today. And so now we've got 3 teaspoons in, and that may be all I need. So we will feel the lather. after I kind of get a nice even mixture here. Well, it's very elastic looking. Look at that. Let me press down. I want to make sure that I don't have any unmixed water in the brush, but I don't recommend doing that for very much. And now I'm going to quit and do normal light pressure, maybe making it splay halfway the distance of the length of this fibers, the bristles. Definitely some people end up with a big hole in the middle of their brush, even synthetics, because they press and crush them so much into the lather. And hey, it's their money. If they want to do that, then you know they can. All right, there we go. Looks pretty good. Some people like it even wetter than this. Look at that. Yeah, see? That drippiness you saw earlier, it just needed to be mixed. It wasn't consistent yet. Now I know that the Storybook I've used lately has been very slick and enjoyable. Storybook is switching, and so I think I might quit mixing now. Storybook is switching to a different kind of selling paradigm where they will not really carry Elysium and Hook and Visions and Revisions and Hallward's Dream, because they're going to switch to more limited releases. They're going to exercise more of their creative juices instead of just maintaining a regular crop. They're going to be creative and then release those, you know, and keep moving on from there. Go for it. Whatever floats your boat. All right, now my face is unusually greasy because I went 2 days. So I'm going to do something I don't usually do. Just going to take my hand soap here and hopefully dispel some of these oils which make lather building a little tough. Now, glycerin soap is a great soap to do that with, is what I've read. All right, today I just used whatever I had close by. All right, let's lather up. This brush has not been used too many times, but he's very comfortable. He's the one who kind of changed my mind about Omega brushes, because I had only experienced the stubborn, prickly kind. And this is a nice little guy. And many of his tips haven't even split, so he's going to do even more changing as the uses go on. Yeah, he's working great. Now I do want to not waste any time. I got some good sleep last night because I just went right to bed instead of playing around. I kind of need to do that again, but it's kind of too late, but let's not make it worse. So 3 teaspoons of water in this mixture. I'll start out with the grain, and man, that feels great. And with extra length, Don't feel like you need to press down harder or anything like that. Just keep a light touch. And if you don't shave off as much hair on the first pass, I'm pretty sure that second pass is easily going to make up the difference. And then you'll be looking at your third pass kind of as usual, with just a little bit of cleanup left to do. If you're a 3-pass shaver like me. And there we go. Yeah, that was smooth. That was terrific. All right. Second pass. And this blade's only been used one time. So he's got his keenness on him. Not a very fragrant soap. The scent strength is not really very strong with this one. It is old, you know, probably. You know, a year or two maybe. Maybe not. It's a great lather. Nice and slick. You're getting good glide. Like I said, the second pass may be left to pick up a little bit more than it usually is, but it's not going to be a problem. And there we go with the second. And rinse. Not a big rinse. And water out of the goatee. Third pass. Yep. I didn't feel good about how much soap I had picked up, but I relied on the numbers, and sure enough, this is going to be plenty for my third pass, and I've got 2 more passes in there easily. And I can even go in and get some more of that. Thicken it up just a little bit if I want to. Don't have to do too much scrubbing since we have already done that on the first pass. And again, I like to go with cross grain. Most guys can handle the against the grain pass, and they'll do that as a third pass. But me, my neck can't handle it. I get cuts and irritation. So, a nice closeness here. And this is the mildest setting on this razor. And it just wasn't a problem. Oh man, what a great, very nice closeness there. Okay, not quite as good as I thought, but still pretty good. Sometimes a thin layer of lather can make you think a little more highly of your results, but a rinse away will clear away the doubt. All right, I'm gonna do a full rinse now. So the soap base here is commensurate with all the other Storybook soaps that I've used. It is just terrific. It's a great base. I think with all the new bases that have come out recently, good soaps, some of them have just kind of been in the shadow of these new bases, and This is a good base. Nothing, I mean, if you've got a bunch of this stuff at home, don't sweat the new stuff. I mean, unless you just, if you don't have the money, don't sweat it. This is great. This is good lather. Just make sure you wet it enough so that you get some good consistency, good hydration. You don't want it to be too dry if that's your preference. The scent strength surprisingly low. I definitely got more of a jolt of it when I was just smelling the empty puck, the empty tub. I did put my nose in the bowl and I was able to perceive the lavender, and some of the woodiness is soften. It's earthening. It's grounding the lavender. Yeah, I really like that. The peppermint is there. I wish it kind of wasn't, but on the other hand, it's adding a little life to it. But it's not strong. Now maybe it's because of the soap's age. Maybe this is just kind of a mild scent, and maybe that's why I actually decided that I didn't like this from the sample, because maybe my sample was a weakly scented soap as well. But the lather is terrific. Soap base is terrific. And it's a pleasant smell. I could easily use this over and over. Wouldn't be a sad day if I wouldn't be sad each day shaving if I was stuck with this on a desert island. It would be very enjoyable, pleasant. All right, well, it's so light that any aftershave is going to work with this. So let's see what we have. Been using my Sharp Dressed Man Balm a little bit lately because this container is the old labeling, and so this balm may need to be used up before it goes bad. So, and I like the scent. Zero nicks, zero irritation on my face. We are in good shape. Closeness is very nice. Very close shave on my trouble spot area right there. Very happy with the closeness. Well, time for me just to clean up then. So I just finished stropping this guy on the towel behind me, and as you can see, his bloom isn't really opening up very much. I do see a few, some split tips, but it's got a ways to go there. And so this is the dyed bristles. These are the dyed bristles, and no doubt they've been bleached a little bit as well, just to kind of clean them up. They don't look as raw as the, I don't have it with me, but as the other omegas that are unbleached. And so maybe that affects the way it acts. I'm not sure. I do have another one with a band that's the travel brush. It's really cool plastic. It goes inside of a plastic sleeve to protect the brush while you're traveling. That guy's much more firm than this one. Not nearly enjoyable to shave with as this little guy. So anyway, this is what he's looking like. But you do see we've got some outliers here that are starting to open up gradually. And so we'll see how this brush works later on as we put more uses on it. Go ahead and join the others. All right. Well, there we go. It's always satisfying to work through a new box of soaps, and this has taken me quite a while. And it's tough sometimes when you've got a host of favorites that you enjoy, and you got some new, whether they're samples or new used tubs or whatever that you want to work through. Well, now any shave that you use for something new, possibly you won't like, you're giving up a use of one of your favorites. And so I've tried to balance it out a little bit. And so that's why it's taken me so long to work through these things. But there we go. I'm a happy camper about this shave. My face feels great. SDM smells good. The Balm from Stirling. Yeah. All right. Well, for those of you out there in the world that are affected by the COVID-19, the coronavirus, I hope that you stay safe. Wash those hands. Keep away from folks if at all possible. Be wise. Stay home if you can. And be kind to each other, be patient, especially if you're at home with kids and family and you're used to being away. It can wear on you, and I think we're here where we are in America. We're at the leading edge of it. It's going to be a while, so we'll have to be patient with each other ourselves to get through this in the best condition possible. So hey, you take care. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Hope there was something in this shave that is going to help you out. You take care. Good night.